AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D tuned to 5.6 GHz across all cores, up to 35 faster than stock 7800 by 3D. AMD's Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D CPU seems to be an impressive overclockable chip, reaching up to 5.6 GHz across all cores, which is much faster than the 7800 by 3D. AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D scores a whopping 25,000 plus points and Cinebenchmark 23 with PBO and OC, hits 5.6 GHz clock speeds and outperforms 7800 by 3D by a big margin. It seems that the AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D might be better than we anticipated. While it may be a little too soon to say this until we get a clearer picture by comparing the gaming benchmarks of 9800 by 3D and Core Ultra 200S chips, the Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D is at least noticeably faster than its predecessor according to the latest leaked benchmarks. One of the members of Ananch forums, Igor_Kavinsky, posted a picture of the benchmark for the AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D, which was hidden due to embargo, but the user did reveal the name in a notepad, indicating that the test was carried out with PBO Precision Boost Overdrive, enabled with offset and BCLK. Basically, letting the CPU do its job with full potential, in order to achieve the best performance out of the box. As it appears from CPU-Z, the CPU was able to reach an impressive 5643.14 MHz. Similarly, the CPU reached 5598.4 MHz and 5689 MHz in effective clock speed when benchmarked in Cinebenchmark 23. This means the CPU has the potential to touch 5.7 GHz or higher with proper overclocking, but would require a decent cooling solution, which in this case is unknown. Nonetheless, it's reported that the boost clock of Ryzen 9800 by 3D will be 5.2 GHz, which is 200 MHz higher than the turbo clock of Ryzen 7800 by 3D. As revealed from the benchmarks, the AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D CPU results in a staggering 25,258 points in the multi-core test in Cinebenchmark 23 and 2,261 points in the single-core test. For instance, the Ryzen 7 7800 by 3D hovers between 18,000–19,000 points as per various third-party reviews, which makes the Ryzen 9800 by 3D around 35% faster at 5.6 to 5.7 GHz of clocks. The single-core score is also at least 25% higher than 7800 by 3D. We don't know how much these scores will mean when it comes to gaming, but what's surprising is that the AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D can outperform even the Ryzen 7 9700X. Typically, the non-X 3D counterparts bring higher clock speeds and are faster in synthetic benchmarks, since the X 3D chips bring slower clocks due to the die design. Typically, you will find Ryzen 7700X outperforming Ryzen 7 7800 by 3D in both single and multi-core performance, but here, it's the opposite. Maybe at the default boost clock of 5.2 GHz on 9800 by 3D, we may see the scores somewhat equivalent to Ryzen 9700X, but it's still impressive out of the box. AMD Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D will cost somewhere between $450–$500 as revealed from the latest listings, but the price is subject to change till the official launch date arrives. The Ryzen 7 9800 by 3D is officially arriving on November 7th, as previously rumored, which is roughly 2 weeks from now.